Oh, this is interesting. Hey, there we are. There we are. I mean, hello and welcome. All right, we have audio. Our switcher's not working, so that makes things interesting. But not to worry. Take a few minutes and we'll get things back in shape. I'm Joel. Welcome. Today, my friends, today is a special day. Today. Okay, there's nothing really special about today. Other than we're back at live streaming. We haven't live streamed in a few days. Took some time off for the holidays. If you look behind me, you can see some potential future content for the channel. I've got a rudder and a centerboard. And man, that's some delay on the camera. So we'll be working on that too. Let me shut off auto stop here on YouTube. Oh, that's actually not bad. Okay. So yes, we have a rudder and we have a centerboard. I just bought a small sailboat, 11.5-foot sailboat. And so come a bit later in the year, as things warm up a bit, I plan to start doing some repairs to it. So we'll do some plastic welding, and the centerboard is missing, or has a piece broken off of it. So we'll get that all squared away. And then I'm going to learn to sail. So that'll be fun, but that's way down the road. Let me stop streaming real quick, close OBS, restart it, and hopefully everything works like it should. I'll see you in about 2 minutes. I may have to restart the stream from scratch, so we'll see. Streaming. And we should be back. If you were live, that was probably annoying. If you were not live, and it looks like no one was, then welcome back. Let me get things all scaled down to the size that I like them. Things still aren't working as I want them to, but that is okay. So let's switch over here to this scene. Now, all my regular controllers are broken, so this won't have much screen transitions and various scenes. That's all out of the question. But so what have I been up to? Not a whole lot. I just closed it. I probably shouldn't have, but might as well pull up where we left off. I did play around a little bit more with the holiday game, so let's see, ChatGPT, GE, and then we have holiday game.html. Here we go. So this is where we ended up. This little guy can walk around. He picks up presents. He gets a score when he does. We have a particle system. So I want to upgrade the particle system now to have emitters and different colored particles and things like that. So the plan is I'm gonna make a fireworks simulator, just like a fireworks show, which is a good way to set up and test particle systems. I want to have emitters. I want to have destructors so they can like hit the ground and then other interactions like maybe so I want to do some particle physics, right? Add some particle physics in. The other thing I want to add to the particle system is make a way where when you walk around, it affects the stuff near the player character, right? So, and then there's a possible third option, which would be do a 2-pass render on the particle system, or maybe even more. Do some depth of the particles, not too much, but if we add some Z depth in there, then we can render objects between the particles. So right now all the snowflakes fall in front of all the presents, and all the snowflakes fall in front of the character. In a real snowstorm, the snow falls, some falls behind, some falls in front, right? So I want to at least have like a front layer and a back layer, and maybe have a couple of different layers on the render. And that's something else I want to do. Maybe not on this render version of the render engine, but I would like to set up the render engine so that it so we can render layers. So basically render not everything at a z depth, but everything between z depths A and B, and then everything. Right, so we would break it up in chunks and render everything in a chunk. And then you can do parallax effect basically by rendering your chunks based on where the player is, right? And shift it as the player moves, shift the layers differently. That's the basic idea. Give some appearance of depth. I mean, you can scale, right? Have a zoom factor too as you go back based on the Z component to give some pseudo 3D. But that's kind of I call it an onion rendering system. The idea is like you have using onion skin, right, for each layer, and then as you have all these stacks of layers, all these stacks of layers, you can shift them differently, skew them differently, and then minimize your render times overall. You could also have a deal where you can flag things as a priority render or a animated render, right, or a non-animated render. And my general idea is anything that's moving could be rendered on separate layers. So we have stationary layers and moving layers. And so the stationary layers, you render an area. Say your screen is there we go. Say your screen is this size. You render an area this size. As you approach the edge, you trigger a re-render of that layer onto a layer. And the idea in general is I can have much more complex scenes to render, and as the camera moves, when it gets close to the edge, it can re-render a slightly larger screen buffer, potentially even biased in the direction of camera movement, right? So it's not going to have to re-render as soon. Anyway, that's the basic idea of the render system I would like to put in place. Are we going to do that? Where are we going to get to? Those are all good questions. How far are we going to get on that? Anyway, I'll probably do that on a GL renderer, not on a canvas. WebGL works on the canvas too, but it's less efficient, right? So we'll probably do that. But we can build the particle system. It'll have its own separate render functionality that'll take place in a render function. I'm not actually sure it does right now, but it will. And somebody's up. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, we're all good. Not a kid. All right. So where we were at, let's close this up. I've been breaking the engine down just because it was all in one file. So I've been breaking the engine down into modules. So we have an engine module, we have an audio module, we have a graphics module, input module, particles module, and a physics module, which for some reason doesn't need to be saved. So let's save that real quick. I just switched over to Kate. I was using a different Genie, I believe. Yeah, Genie previously. Anyway, we're trying out Kate. It seems good so far. Anyway, I've got this new function that looks broken, actually. Okay, something didn't go right here. We were supposed to paste in I copied stuff I wasn't supposed to copy. To copy this. Oh, wait, no, updates just collapsed. Okay, we're good. We're good. I had update collapsed. And then I copied things I didn't mean to copy. Okay. So I need to look at what I have, all I have going on here, because this is a bit of a mess. So we have apply forces. I don't think this is all actually going to work. It's supposed to be. I mean, I think there's issues with this, so we'll debug that later. We don't have actual code to debug it with. Const physics system equals new physics system, apply force, player. What if we just, could we make No, you just, why not just the force vector of apply the force in and then the update. Yeah, there was an error generating response because I was gone for too long. I'm sorry, ChatGPT. Okay. Well, different question we should be asking: is there a reason I should use should use a force and not just add the force to because allows you to track the total force being applied to the entity, which can be useful for gameplay mechanics that involve applying multiple forces to an entity over time, such as launching it with a slingshot or using a magnet to pull it towards a certain point. It allows you to reset the force property after each frame. It allows you to limit the maximum force to be applied. As you go launching off the screen. That being said, there's nothing wrong with adding the force directly to the acceleration property instead. Choice of whether to separate the force property or add the force directly to the acceleration property means how you want the physics of your entity to behave. I hope this helps. Okay. All right. Like I said, we're going to go all the way back to here. We are going to edit this. I don't actually want to do this at the moment. I want to, here is a we made. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to give it our particle system. And I'm going to say I want to add okay, this code defines a component particle system for a game. The particle component is a component that can be added to an entity to give it a particle effect. It contains an array of particle objects, each of which has properties for the particle's position, velocity, radius, and alpha value. Transparency. The particle system is a system that updates the positions of the particles in the particle component. It does this by iterating through all entities of the particle component and updating the positions of each particle based on its velocity and the elapsed time since the last frame. It also includes a mechanism for resetting particles that have moved off the bottom of the screen back to the top with random initial positions and velocities. Okay. I want to add TTL to with a way to them never be to the particles, and I want to add emitters. Okay, that's probably enough. We're just going to add TTL to the particles first. You then modify the update loop in the particle system to check the TTL for each particle and remove it. If its TTL has reached 0, here's how that might look. TTL property each maximum to a random between some minimum and maximum values. For example, yeah, so first we want to add TTLs. Then we want to add okay, so we're just replacing the whole particle system. That seems legit. So I can hide this. Just I guess that's not the worst. Okay, just that's good. Okay, and initialize the value. You can modify the init particles method in the particle component. Init particles, okay. Copy this code. And we're basically just adding a way to randomize it. Okay. Now I want to make a... Oh, good. Let's make a page to test this on. Okay. Oh no, I'm still typing code. I guess that's a good one way. Okay. This creates a canvas element. It's sets our frame rate to 50 FPS. Runs the code. Okay, so we want a new document. Paste that all in there. Save this as... We're just going to save it as test.js. And then... Oh no, it's test.html. Okay, and then... Anyway, we can launch that. So one thing I want to be able to launch things like this. Oh, it might work. Okay, that's beautiful. Hello, beautiful. Uncaught syntax error. Declarations may only appear at the top level of a module. Oh, we have to... Okay, so you just throw that in up here. Does that work? Save, reload. Where's my F12? There it is. Okay, we're gonna move this guy here, so roll him up and down as needed. Okay. Uncaught syntax error, import declarations may only appear at the top level of a module. I don't actually need that. Yeah, they do. I know what I need to do. I'm just gonna do this because I know what I need to do. Undo and then delete this script, source particles. Believe that's what I need to do. I'm not great with modules, so pardon me if I'm just a million miles off. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. This is the annoyance of this whole project, is that if you're using modules, you have to run it. Okay. So export declarations, script slash. That's just. Oops. Okay, so it's complaining about these export and export. So for now, we're just going to put that away. We'll make it into modules later. Hello. Browser. Component is not defined. Oh, because we also have to include engine.js. That would be important. All right, we'll get there. I'll get through all the beginner bugs. Import declaration may only appear at top level of a module. All right. Sorry, I gotta. Got to go back to this this version, and then we've got to use this guy. Where you at, buddy? There you are. Here, we're gonna roll that up. Put that up there. Bring that down. What we're doing. That's what we want. Python 3. It'll do the subfolders too, so that's fine. Okay. Now we have a server running. So I did have that. I had that there, and I had that there. And then that's there, and I can see the last line. So whenever something happens, why does this bog down so bad? That's okay, we're gonna just go to localhost. :80. Why are you so bad? Huh. You're not even working. Come on. All right. Time to close the browser and restart it. Just acting up. Where's it going to put the browser now? Over there, of course. That's obviously where it goes. No, not 90. I can type. There we go. Okay. Now it's still going to complain, and that's fine. That's what it's supposed to do. Because we didn't import it, we didn't tell it that type equals module. It did the thing I don't like. Okay, and that already imports particles, so let's reload this. See what kind of badness we have going on now. Particles. Test. Okay. Import physics component, physics system from physics. Yeah, you're at the top level of you're at the top level of module, my friend. Although we should probably do all those imports at the bottom of that module. Uncut declaration. Export declaration that won't appear. I hate it when it does this. Okay. Just for the record, this is annoying. Particle component. Okay, well, that's because things aren't being imported correctly. We lost ChatGPT when we rebooted, so let's get ChatGPT back up and running. we'll just do this so we don't have to start over from scratch. What is the proper syntax for including a JavaScript? Import from module. What did I say? Because, you know, sometimes in life, where's that engine? I can just click here. Import bracket bracket. Using the import function, you'll need to use the await keyword to wait for the promised result before using the imported module exports. This can only be used inside an async function. Port star as module from module. Yeah, it's not any of those things. Do I need to put? Okay, so we have to put curly braces around these, and we have to put quotes around these. Well, that's not a pain. Oh, we missed a semicolon. JavaScript does not get you away from semicolons. Let me tell you. Semicolons and curly braces. Oh yeah, we still got them. Yeah, I messed that up pretty bad. Okay. Let's see if that is less annoyed. Particle component is not defined. Okay, what is it supposed to be called? Physics, graphics, particles, particle component. Okay, do we have any other complaints? So we included engine here. Everything else should be included inside that. Let me take a quick diversion here. If we go up to ChatGPT creations, one of these, if I could read them. Game sprite renderer game. Okay. Nope. I think this is the first iteration. Nope. That's an iteration that didn't work out. This has actually been through a lot of iterations. They did not all work out. Okay. So that looks like we got that set up correctly. You just have to do the annoying start the server nonsense. Okay. And then I should be able to open any of those and look at, I mean, it's just like this export class, blah. That's literally in particle, export class particle system. Let's reload it. Maybe it just needed some time to, no. Particle component. Particle component. Okay. And the particle system is included in the engine, right? Physics component. I think I actually want to import these. Doesn't make a difference. I don't know. Okay, still complaining about particle component not existing. We are audio particle PAR TICLE COMPONENT. PARTICLES.js. Let's bring this over here a bit. So we can go back and forth easy. Const debug equals false. Why is particles insisted it doesn't exist? What is particle component it's complaining about, right? Ooh, here's a problem. Oh, no wonder it's still running the old engine file. That'll maybe make a difference. Come on. It's still... script source engine. Okay, it's not getting imported. Do I need to change the name to engine/test? I shouldn't. It should maintain directory structure, right? I might need a // on theirs. hold on. Save this first. Nope. There. Save that. Reload. Uncut reference particle component is not defined. COMPONENT PARTICLE. That all looks legit. Particles. Everything looks legit. I don't understand. Once you get this all squared away, it's just like, oh yeah, no big deal. Until then, it's truly a pain. Okay. Hold on, let's look at our debug. We're in the debugger, looking at sources, engine test. Localhost engine test.html. Component is not defined. It's still not loading the right version of the engine file. All it does is stupid. I forgot about this. I had to do this stupid thing. I had to go open this file. Open the file, refresh, and now go back. And now run a test. And that is why I don't like this server. Okay, let's look at engine.js. All right, missing keyword from after import clause. Import that from, oh my word. Syntax. Engine. Oh, we have an extra curly brace. Is that? I think it was the extra curly brace. Oh, uncut. Class statement requires a name. Okay. That's a fun one. Physics. See, this is where I meshed up, okay? Export class. All right, it didn't fail at that. Component is not defined. Extends component. Component is not defined. Particle component is not defined. You keep saying that like you think it's true, but it's not. Apparently I started this live stream too soon. Really should have debugged this before I jumped in, but I didn't. So here we continue. The fun of breaking things apart into modules is sometimes things just don't want to work. Physics.js uncaught reference component is not defined. So engine, this is engine.js and then engine.js should define all this before it ever gets down to these guys. Right? Or is that not how imports work? Do I have to import all of these separately? That may be the case. I don't think so. That's not how I did it on that other engine. On this one, main.js imports entity, physics, render component, input, collision. Import collider component from, yeah. And this compiled and ran other than some issues. No, but yeah, so that was the game, was importing all of them, not. So we just need to put all this up here. I don't think it'll let me do that though. Now it's going to complain about import declaration. So we have to make another JavaScript file called game or something that has the actual JavaScript code in it. So, or we'll just call it test. So we're going to have engine. Oh, we missed import. Input, I mean. Import, input, whatever. Save that. Go over to test. We'll go ahead and throw input in here. And now we're going to import all these things. We're just going to take all this JavaScript, everything inside these script tags. We're going to cut that, put that into this new file. We're going to save as. And at the top of this, we're going to import engine. And all the imports in engine are actually, let's change that to a horizontal. Close the current view. Okay. So all right, I don't want engine up here, then we want this test.js. There we go. Import entity. Just gonna import star. Star from okay. Now save that. Yeah, I think we have everything we need now. So let's see if that broke it or made it better. Import declarations may only appear at top level of a module. This is because we still have that in test.html. Okay. Test.html, test.js. Okay. No, it's just loading the wrong version. Test.html. Okay. Import declaration may only appear at top level. Test.html. Yeah, that's all gone, my friend. Every bit of that's gone. You're not properly refreshing the page. That is not what the page looks like. Oh, browser. Don't cache my page. Stop caching the page. Did I not save test.html? Did I save everything else? Okay, I'm an idiot. Okay. All that just to get to this point where we don't have any errors. And when we open the engine folder, we now have engine.js and test.html. Because we didn't update this to test.js. And now we should have a whole new set of errors, maybe. No, we don't have more errors. Did I not save something? Test. Whoa, I changed it in the wrong one. Okay. All right, now we're at the point, finally, I believe. Let's test this before we cancel. Save. Missing keyword as. Test.js. Why does it care? Why do you care? Okay. import star as engine. Does that work? Does that work? Component is not defined. Not really. I'm fine. Let's see what's going on in the world. Nothing important. Okay. Physics.js component is not defined. It's still hung up on that, isn't it? I have it. Okay, we're going to do this. I don't think it matters. I don't think it's the correct answer. But we're doing it anyway, okay? That is to say, I think there's a better way to do this. Import. Ambiguous indirect export collision component in test.js. There are no exports in test.js. Test.js just runs. Wait. No. Okay, got it. I misspelled collision or something. Because I like to misspell collision. C-O-L-L-I-S-I-O-N. Component is not defined. Oh. Seriously, component is defined. C-O-M-P-O-N-E-N-T, component. C-O-M-P-O-N-E-N-T. Yeah, see, it's right there. And you should have access to it because it was imported first. We know it's there. We're missing a semicolon though. That'll get you every time. Huh. Component is not defined in physics.js. Why do you keep trying to tell me that? I can import engine, but then you'll complain that it's already imported. See what this. If I go to particles.js and I say save that and reload it, you're not going to complain. I don't know why you're complaining now. You're complaining in physics, not in particles. Well, okay. Physics gets defined first or something, doesn't it? I deleted that. Particles, but I didn't save it, so I don't like this editor as well as the other one. For one reason, there's no save all. And I like save all. Because indirect export default. Export. Do I have to put it in silly little brackets? I can. I can just take physics off because I'm not using physics right now. I'm going to spend this whole stream just getting this stupid thing working, and then I'm going to be like, sorry guys, we didn't have any real fun. Component is not defined. Why ever not? Do I just have to put... Okay, we're going to put everything aside for now. We are going to find test.js. We don't need a physics component. We don't need a sprite component. Okay, we don't need any of that. Now, component is not defined in particles. Okay. So, we roll that back up. Go to particles. We import component. We're going to import more than a component, but Oh, it's something stupid like use indirect export default. Is it something stupid? I mean, this is obviously something stupid. Like, why can it be that much of a pain? Missing keyword from after import clause. Okay. Like, I have this whole import over here in test.js. I can do this and paste it into every single file. But again. All right, I'm back. Apparently my FF encoder broke. Anyway. Canvas. So it doesn't like canvas. It doesn't like game canvas because it's not named game canvas this time. It's got some other name. And yeah, it's just called canvas, which if you think about it, kind of makes sense. Okay, so this is a whole thing I need to deal with. Okay, so let's go back to test.js. We added the systems, right? We added a game because it didn't have that. Okay, and we created particle component with 50 particles. That's fine. Is that what particle component should look like? Particle system component. Okay, did I rename the component from particle system component to a particle component? I did. Okay, so we should be fine there. Particle system component. Particles add component transform component. 009. Okay, so that I believe is our problem. That we don't have entity equals new entity particles component. Okay. I'm not thrilled with your order of operations here, but sure. Entity.add component, new transform component. Okay, does this get us an error? Missing quotesy thing, closing brackets, pasted too many. So between my computer acting up and randomly freezing on me being an idiot, not knowing how to do basic, I just didn't even look at its HTML code or the JavaScript it included with the HTML, to be honest, and it just forgot half the code. It almost would have worked, but it wasn't quite there. Anyhow, it's fixed now. We don't actually need this code here because that's... All right, I'm going to try this one last time. It's been fun. Something's going on with my streaming and my computer. I'm just going to have to call it for now. If you even see this, I hope you have a great night. Feel free to check out my other channel, What the Hack, and also check me out on Patreon, What the Hack. If anybody actually joins, I might actually do something there. For now, it's just kind of part waiting for somebody to sign up and give me a reason to produce content over there. Hope to catch you later. I'll be putting any cool stuff that I make on the blog at joelcook.net, so you can check that out later, or any stuff we've already made. And